friends, welcome to Mimi's Mixed Bag. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if this is your first video and like what you see, would love you to hit that subscribe button or the thumbs up button. Either one help my channel. Today I'm bringing you a Valentine wall decor that I was inspired by something I saw this past Christmas. And let me show you here. Some of you may have seen several of these, and they took green yarn tassels and made these cute Christmas trees. They would attach them to either scrap wood or put them in some kind of frame. And I want to take this same technique and make some Valentine wall decor. So what I did is I went to Dollar Tree and picked up a skein of red yarn. Now I'm going to do mine in a frame just because I have a frame from a yard sale a few months ago. Now since I'm using a frame, I need some kind of backing. You could use a black or white foam board from Dollar Tree and leave as is, or you could cover your backing to match your decor. Look through your regular gift wrap, some burlap, or even your Christmas wrap. And I found this gray and red kind of rustic stripe that I think I'm going to cover my backboard with. So let me get my board covered and attached to my frame, and I'll be back. All right, I got one little tip for you. I've got my gift wrap cut to size, and if you do end up using a frame with the Dollar Tree foam board, you need a black Sharpie marker so you can color in the sides where you cut the foam. It'll just give it a finished look and look a lot neater. So I'm just going to attach the paper to my foam board with a glue stick. All right, I've got my paper in my frame now, and I ended up attaching my foam board to the back. My plan was to use the heavy-duty stapler, but I really didn't think it needed it. I ended up just using hot glue. It's super lightweight. Hot glue will totally work. And I also want you to know this isn't an actual picture frame. It is a solid wood canvas frame where someone's ripped the canvas off. I pick these up anytime I'm thrifting or at yard sales, and it gives you a solid wood frame to work with. You can stain them, paint them, and you can just achieve this look for nearly nothing. All right, we're here at my craft table now, and I'm ready to start making my tassels, but I want to give you a close-up of my little tassel formation of how I'm actually going to glue them onto the board. It starts off with 1, and it builds up to 5, and then 2, and then 1. So you need to make your little pattern a little smaller than your frame because these tassels actually kind of spread out a little bit. Here's one that I made just with some practice yarn, and you see what I mean is that when you put one here, it actually kind of fans out. So, but if you put them in that formation, it will end up creating a heart shape. But I just want you to know they're not slim, and they're going to be fluffy tassels. Let me move this out of the way and show you how the easy way to make a tassel. All right, you're going to need 2 strings pre-cut so that you have them just laying there about 6 inches or so. One's going to be kind of your hanger, and one is going to be to tie around its neck, is what I call it. All right, I hold it in my hand like here. And I guess it depends on how big or small your hand is, but you could definitely just use a piece of cardboard, but make sure it's at least 4 inches, something like that. But I've got big hands, and I think my hands make one just fine. I'm going to wrap it around 50 times. All right, and I tried to keep my hand and palm flat and straight the whole time. Since I've got 50 wraps, I'm going to take one of my strings that I cut and slip it off my finger and pull it through and just tie a big knot. Over and under, just a little double knot. Cut your string from the skein. And so now I've got a loop of yarn tied. Now I'm just going to keep it like that, and now I'm going to take my other piece of string and lay my tassel on there. Tie it around its neck is what I call it. You'll see what I'm talking about. Hold it down smooth and use your finger to keep it tight. Double tie it so it won't slip. So now you have a hanger, you almost have like a head, and then you have all these loops. Now you're going to take your scissors and cut all the loops loose. It's going to be jaggedy, it's not going to look good, but we're not done yet. Shake it, and you can see where you hadn't cut. All right, now you're going to take it and hold it between your index fingers and give it a haircut, is what I call it. Shake it, and that will give you your little fat, fluffy tassel. That's exactly what we're looking for. Leave the little handle on there because we're going to hide that when we get ready to glue it in formation. So I'm going to go ahead and make 21 of these little tassels, and I'll be back. All right, I've got all my tassels made, but I just want to stop for a minute and say that a lot of times when you're crafting, it don't always go as planned. Your end result could be bad, and you just end up having to throw it away and starting over. And sometimes you just have these happy accidents. And that's kind of what happened to me today. All right, this was the first plan that I had. I was going to make 21 tassels and put them in this formation. And then once I made the tassels with the only skein I had 13, so I was going to have to make another trip to Dollar Tree. I said, well, why don't I dry fit these before I go and just see how it looked. Well, after I did that, I realized that my tassels were fat and fluffy enough that I didn't need 21. So I readjusted my formation, and I only need 12 tassels, and I even have one left over. And it's definitely the look I was going for. Now, if I had skinnier tassels, I think I might need more, but since mine were so fat and fluffy, I think 12 will totally do the job. So I'm going to glue my 12 tassels in formation, and I'm going to take the little hanger that I showed you and kind of tuck it behind its head and glue it out of sight. So you'll never see the handle behind the tassel. A lot of us always have these odds and ends in our stash that we don't know where it came from. I had this little wooden love. You could certainly make a little sign or use letters or whatever you have. I think I'm going to put that up there at the top and just glue that up there. I think that'll look great on this Valentine wall decor. All right, friends, we're here in my front little room with my little faux fireplace, and I just hung it right above just so you could see it really good, but just love how it turned out. I didn't need near the yarn I thought I did. This is exactly what I had envisioned. So I sure hope you can find some red yarn in a frame or a piece of scrap wood and create yourself one of these. So cute for an hour's worth of time and just a few dollars. Thanks so much for watching. I'll be back next week with something fun to share. Bye-bye.